Hello there. This is Iswal, the Sentinel Gaming competitive team, and today I'm going to do a video on a ZvP I played a couple days ago against Big T in top right, and I'm in the bottom left. Check out the production tab and Control N to get the yeah. Anyways, so in this game we're going to be looking at we're going to talk about something called like pretty much just reactions. Um, could call it triggers, or if something happens and it triggers you to do something, or triggers you to react a different way, however, whatever you want to call it. But we're doing that today. So my opening build is a 15 pool. Now you can do some variations like a 14 pool and then 16 hatch, or a 15, 15, 15 pool and then 15 hatch. And the 14 pool I'd say is safer, and then you have to do the 16 hatch to kind of stay, on board economically against 15 pool, 15 hatch. So, um, actually go back a little bit. Let's see, how do you go back to this thing? B. Nice. Alright, so I actually sent this drone for my base. Let's see, I believe it was 100 minerals. Because let's think about this for a second. If you send your drone out to take your natural, you send them at about 200 minerals. Use the same idea and taking your third. So you send it out at about 100, or maybe a little bit less than 100, and that's a pretty easy timing to work with. If you send it out to your fourth base, you'd send it at 0 minerals or whatever. I sent it a little bit earlier. um, See, some players they like to just automatically pylon block, and a lot of pros have discussed to see if it's actually worth it. I personally don't think it is because look, I just made this base here, and then I'm gonna attack his probe with my other drone just for a little bit until this overlord is nearly on top of this hatch, and you're gonna get your overlord at 15. So put one more drone on, and then yeah, to replace the one that you use the hatch for and get it on 15. This makes it so you can get 2 pairs of lings if you wanted to. So I mean, so four set, yeah, 4 lings. So two pairs. Yeah, that makes sense. But if you see, if you weren't pylon blocked and he actually wasn't trying to cannon rush you, you just make one set of lings and make your queen. um, I've been kind of tweaking this build a little bit. Usually I would inject, and then sometimes I've tried doing a creep tumor here and then getting another queen, then put this queen, it'd go down here, I suppose. um, I found you can't reach your like 46 supply by the 6-minute mark, which is what you're gonna want to use as a sort of benchmark. uh, if you got that far and you're up in supply, at least above 40 drones, you're looking pretty good so far. Instead, I opt for the queen, and then what supply was that? Yeah, opt for going for the queen, and then getting up to 22 supply, I think, and then overlording. In this case, this queen will go all the way down here. If the timing doesn't work out perfectly, you probably could just leave this queen here, and then just start a queen over here. But the reason I'm doing it is because in the long run, if we have this queen run all the way around, it'll have 16 extra energy, but the thing is though, is when he injects on here, this base will be mining faster, as opposed to injecting here and having the 4 drones or whatever run all the way down to this third base. So that's why I do that. I think it's better, personally, you know, like, uh, managing your drones, sending like, 5, 6 drones over here. So when you, so you don't like long distance mine, like a bunch of drones. That's really popular back in, StarCraft 1. When I was playing StarCraft 1, I was like, when I first started playing, I was in like kindergarten, so I don't really, just UMS games and stuff, evolves, cat and mouse, all the defense games. Raccoon City was a popular one. Anyways, so that's what I do there. So drone up to 22 supply, and you just keep droning up into 32 supply actually. If your hatch is delayed, um, you probably would go for 30 supply. Because what happens is you overload at 30, and then at uh, I can't remember if it was, it's 30 or 32 is what I figured is the best to make your second queen. Let's look at the larva count. Yeah, I think I make the queen at 32 supply, so it would turn out to be 34 total. Yeah, because look, if you look at here, all all of your larvae will be pretty much spent, and then I've tested it a good amount of times, and you do go over, like, you get like 46 drones before you take these gas geysers, and then you're just in good shape. I do the same thing. You do the same thing. You right when your third base starts, you'll spend the rest of your larva, and once you got enough money, you'll make this queen. And look, it's 607. I got 46 supply. That's pretty good. Um, okay, so let's see the spine crawler here. Just a response to a Zealot. Typical Zealot stalker pressure is um, more of a trend nowadays, so I just prefer to make a spine instead of making like 10 lings. What this does is makes them go over here, and could even put a spine here, but I just opt to not do that. Okay, at the Protoss base, we're gonna see my vision here. I'm scouting, so he puts his robotics facility right in front of my overlord. Kind of a mistake by him, and I see the sentries he's getting. Um, you can also tell, if on this map especially, when your overlord's right here, you can see, I'll just pause it, if he's chrono boosting his gateway, or his gateway research. This might indicate a faster timing with gateways typically. If he's chrono boosting like his actual gateway, he might be trying to do like some type of harass. Um, he might just be doing one gate stalker pressure with a Zealot and expanding to his third base. I've seen that happen a couple times. One gate, it's the greediest expand ever. If you ever see a one gate expand, just do a roach max and you'll win like right away. Because what'll happen is he won't have enough firepower or anything like that in that nature to stop your 200 army at like 12 or 13 minutes. Um, so the benchmark for I think it's before, like, I can't remember, it's 8 minutes or something. You're supposed to have like 60 drones or whatever. Um, that's what we're shooting for. Yeah. So we're just gonna keep going back in the game here. Oops. All right. I'm not used to casting these, analyzing these replays. You know, coincidentally also, I see in my vision actually, I notice he's making an observer. I actually see it right when it pops up pretty much. It's either this one or the, yep, see, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So then, right there, that was just like, when an opponent makes an observer, typically with the Immortal Sentry all-in build, he's not going to make the observer because that's like one less immortal, and immortals are, you know, you gotta have at least like 3 of them to kill a Zerg player. So that's why I took this expansion down here, because if he somehow tricks me and he's just making a observer just to try to throw me off or whatever, I'm gonna have this 4th base, and I'll just use it as a macro hatch, and I won't drone it. And it's hidden too, so he's not gonna just, I don't know, unless he puts a pylon there, then I'll be unlucky. But yeah, so I mean, it's out of harm's way, so if he does attack, I can use it still. Rotor in an Evil Chamber, pretty simple. It's at 7 minutes for the Forge Fast Expand. If you see this, if you see, what is it, like a gateway? Oh, I can't remember what it was. It's something different where they don't make the Forge first, and they make like a gateway or something. Alright, well, if it's not a Forge Fast Expand, let's say one gate expands, you're gonna actually want to get your gases at about like 5 minutes and 45 seconds. If it's just a total macro type deal and he makes his Nexus, and then you're gonna want to get your Roach Warren and Evo Chamber either at like 6 minutes or like 25 seconds when you start your lair, so the Goliath, uh, what was that, reconstitution, so it times out, and you're like, oh, I'm so ghost at timing, yeah, makes you feel pro. Anyways, more on this game. Um, Made some lings, try and do a little aggressive scouting. Um, and then right when I saw that, this is a big teller too. When you see that pylon there to block out this, it's droned right away. And I should be throwing down another Evo Chamber pretty soon. Yep, there you go. Right when you see he's expanding, 2 Evo Chambers is good. And then I of course saw this. This is a pretty good position for him. He's got a lot of sentries and this Immortal. But it's only on, you know, one, two, three, four gates, and it is really vulnerable to Stefano type harassment or pressure, or pretty much all in. Uh, Now with the style I'm playing, it's a little different. I've seen Idra play the style like a year or so ago, and I used to do it back when I was in Diamond, and so I thought I would try it right now. You know, higher level, more understanding of the game. It's where, for like how many immortals he has, one immortal, you make like 4 hydras to match the DPS or whatever. Um, you make roaches for any of his gateway units, and have to have Toning Claws and Burrow. Now I actually don't get that in this game because I simply forgot. Um, Typically, I get the Spire a little bit earlier because I want to get the upgrade for the actual attack upgrade for the Corruptors, because usually Protoss are opting for 3 base. I'm not going to say all in because they expand behind it, but they have a lot of gates behind it, and they have a large infrastructure, and they max out, you know, like, I'm going to say like 15-ish minutes. You're going to want to watch out for that because they actually, it counters the Broodlord timing if they do it right, and if you mess up the timing for Broodlords, if you're like, going right into him once you see he's, got his third base taken and he's getting his fourth up. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to keep a low drone count because with this style, you're going to want not as many drones because you're going to want more army, and you're going to have about, if he's going for this type of all-in and he's on 3 base, it's, you can only support, so many probes on 3 base, so if you can actually defend, like beat his max army at like 15 minutes and keep him off his fourth, I mean, you can just starve him to death if you want to do. But we're actually gonna keep going here. I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on really detailed stuff. But yeah, I'm just getting my upgrades. I'm getting speed for overlords. I'm gonna upgrades here. Actually, haven't even made any units. Actually, oh, now I have. Uh, I'm making just half and half Roach Hydra. I think it might be better to do like a 1 to 3 ratio for Hydras because sometimes you do need more. I haven't really decided yet. It might be 2 to 1. I'm just trying half and half right now. Pretty much what happens is I'm gonna want to scout to see if he has Colossus. So if I have to make Warp Gates, or I mean, sorry, Corruptors, he actually doesn't. He opts for some faster tech for High Templar. And because I know that if he goes High Templar off 3 base, he's investing a lot, and if I can dodge these storms decently, like, he's only got 4 chances about, okay, well, if he has more energy, 8 chances, but the thing is, I'll have such a massive army that I should be able to just straight up beat him. Now, I did notice there's a little too many Hydras. Ouch. So in this engagement, Force Fields all that stuff off. He only hits some of my Hydras with Storm. Um, this engagement is okay for me, but I'm actually trying to. It'd be a pretty wise idea to pull back. With these Hydras, though, you can't really pull back to these spines I made. It's really important to make spines. The reason with that being is you you can't get caught out of position so a protest can snipe off one of your hatches. It just sucks because with these spines here protect, the base and the Spore Crawler for DTs and the Warp Prism if he does. So about 5, 4 spines and 1 Spore about each base. In the main base, it doesn't have to be that well protected because I might be able to scout up and see it coming. Because if he tries to go down here, I'll see it most likely. Tries to go over here, I'll probably see it. Tries to go up here, I'll definitely see it unless he goes all the way back here. Um, if not, these spores are really key because you're going to stick them by the edge, kind of, because a Protoss that's playing, he's not going to want to like, oh, I'm going to go right in the middle here. And, you know, every Zerg player puts their overloads on these rocks. Everyone does. That's just what you do. You got to overload, you put it there. uh, so having your spores more closer to the edge, to, it's just better. I can't, yeah, that's it. Alright, anyways. So, I saw this, what was it, storms go down, and I killed, a bunch of his Templars. I'm almost certain he doesn't have any Templars, so, but, and I know he only has 1 Immortal because I saw it in his army. So, I'm just maxing on roaches, and I'll eventually be able to whittle him, because if you look back home, he's got his fourth base coming up. He's got a mining base there. His main's getting low, you know, similar to his natural. Natural's getting low too, but he's got, I'm gonna say 2.5 mining bases. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can pick from to mine from. So, and we're at, you know, similar drum counts. I can easily starve him out if I get good positioning, if I attack him from both sides, get a flank on him, because when you get a flank on a Protoss army with blink, it makes them have to blink like this side and then this side, instead of having just go from, you know, let's say this side back, you know, like that. He has to go from both angles, and it requires a lot of APM, you know. Good players like, I'm gonna say like MC, and I've seen In Control do a lot of good Blink Soccer Micro do that. But I mean, they're pretty ghostly. I mean, just saying, it's a good idea. I mean, all right, so last engagement is just him attacking these spines, and me getting a concave. Concaves are really important. He's got like 6 stalkers not attacking. I've got all my units attacking, and his blink micro is lacking. Taking out that immortal is really good, and I actually hold his position right here, because I know I can win it. He's whittling down, and I just kind of rush forwarded. He's got reinforcements, but his stalkers are so, you know, they're out of juice, so to speak. Behind this, I got the hive. Don't have my upgrades going yet, because in this position, I'm almost certain I can win. He can't get any, you know, high-tech units up. If he does, there's not going to be a lot. You can see he just got his 4th base up. I got lucky and actually got a couple of roaches down here to help defend this base. See, these spines really help, and then immediately you got to replace the spines that are being, you know, destroyed. Um, Actually micro that. That's kind of funny. Yeah. So pretty much what happened is he's trying to do fast tech with these Templars when he really should have taken a step back and gotten Colossi, and then gotten his 4th base up, and then gotten the Templar. If you try to hop step to it, it's just gimmicky and it doesn't work that well. So I was able to beat him with, you know, like a basic, outdated style of Roach Hydra. Um, Behind this, I'm getting my 3 attack, plus 3 attack. It's nice. And I got 3/3 from a ground army. Now, let's say he did get his Colossus, and he did do a 3 base push into a 4 base with like 4 Colossus or whatever. You know, whatever, 3 or 4 Immortals. All right. When I scouted his main base, I would have saw that, and then you would have had to seen his army, scouted with like changeling, some lings or whatever you gotta do. Saw that, oh, okay, he's got 4 Immortals, so um, make 16 Hydras. Make your most expensive units first, by the way, because they're going to take the longest to build typically. And what was it? Let's see, 33 seconds, and Corruptor's 40 seconds. There you go. That's why you do it. Rush is quick and easy, especially Zerglings on. Ultra's 55 seconds. Isn't it sick? Ultras used to be like 65 seconds, now they're only 55. Woo! Buffing up the Zerg. Alright. So, this style is a perfect mid-game choice, alright? I've just been playing around with it. It's a mid-game tactic that I prefer to use, opposed to Roach, Ling, and Fester. That, because what happens is, if they debuff infestors, you know, ouch, like, that really hurts me. I can't believe that. The debuff infestors, I'll be kind of sad, so you gotta kind of switch it up. Start metagaming before the new metagame comes out. And this is what it's gonna be like, I feel like. Back to Roach Hydra. Um, Now, if when he goes into the fourth base, you're gonna want to scout to see if he does get the Templar because when he gets Templar, base your hive tech off your 2-2 timings. Your 2-2 is halfway. Get your hive because then you can continue upgrading. Really important to stay ahead of upgrades. And that's okay. Let's see. Let's time. Let's see. Let's time this out. Actually, okay. So when they're halfway done, he should be almost expanding to his fourth base. Okay. So let's say I didn't attack him. He probably would have expanded. If not, he would have had like 20 gates and attacked me. So I maxed out pretty much all the money I have if he would have attacked me with 3 base all in. But yeah, so you'd have to get Broodlords. There's no other way to defeat Archons in Storm. That's the one thing that's bad with this. You have to get Broodlords. Because Roach Hydra gets eaten by Archons in Storm. So yeah, I'm going to play a couple more games and try to post some more updates and opinions on this mid-game play. Um, I suppose the only way to survive the Protoss late game would be Infestor Broodlord, but I mean, if the Infestors are gonna be, you know, whoa, jeez, you know what I'm saying? If the Infestors are gonna be debuffed, we're gonna have to see what happens there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I tried to explain decently. I'm pretty new at this, just analyzing from my point of view. Yep. Alright, try to keep posting at least like one video a day. It'll just be if I get requests, of course I'll do those, but otherwise just whatever. If I find some really good games I can show you of important stuff to kind of get your fundamentals down and like your mechanics and stuff. Yeah. All right. You guys take it easy. Cool.